$50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. A few moments ago, the crowd here was on their feet as their beloved Jets made their way out of the tunnel. They're ready to go. We're ready to go, and it should be a good one as those New York Jets get set to face off with the Baltimore Ravens. As of this morning, summer officially over. It's time for autumn football, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now Jackson on first down. Well, that's complete to the fullback, Ricard. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now they'll run the toss here to the wide side of the field. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? Be able to get him in the 2nd round? That's what I call a steal.
Right back to Dobbins on first. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. So back-to-back big runs picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
And boy, showing how tough he can be to bring down, just fighting his way forward to pick up 7 yards. This defense for the Jets, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Jets have recovered. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. On the handoff, this is Barber, and he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down.
Fields now to throw. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Brandon Ayuk.
His first touchdown of the new season. And the Jets have taken a first-quarter lead.
Extra point by McCann.
And that makes the score 7-0.
McCann's got it teed up.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 30.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
An option handoff here to Dobbins.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins.
So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. Got a man. It's Brown. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Now the Ravens bring out the field goal unit here. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So he had a chance to get him on the board there, but unfortunately that big yellow metallic structure in the back of the end zone, it had other plans.
And that's one where kicker's watching it the whole way saying, oh no, don't hit it. Rats.
They'll start on the ground with Barber. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Well, speed is definitely a calling card if you play cornerback in this league, and he does a terrific job there of hustling in quickly to make the play.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get back to the ground.
On 2nd and 9, Fields.
Six yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Fields.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Deshaun Elliott.
And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. That's a tough spot as a quarterback, Charles. You want to get rid of it, but you see what can happen when you do try to get rid of it with pressure.
Yeah, and how about the pressure coming without them having to blitz? That's when you know things are clicking for your defense, and the end result, they end up gaining 6 points.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Throwing after the interception. Fields. He finds his man. Complete. It's Barrett. 3 yards the gain there. Second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
On second down, Barber. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1.
Now it's Fields.
He's going to look deep down the field. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Ravens are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Jalen Phillips, the edge man on the tackle.
These two teams all tied after 1.
2nd and 7.
From the gun, Jackson.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Jackson's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Same result as last play, 14 yards and another first down.
A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Second and 5. A handoff for Carter.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
A couple of extra defensive backs in the ball game here on 3rd and 6.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. He'll get a couple of yards on the keeper, but it's going to lead to a 4th down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And his kick here is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Here's Fields. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
Now a 1st down throw. Fields. He's got Ayuk once again.
And he's taken down inside the 30.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
On 1st down, it's Fields.
This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. Fields throwing again.
Being chased out left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into his windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a 2nd interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
He finds his man, complete. It's Rose. Touchdown! A great effort there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Jets are going to retake the lead.
Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And the lead is now 14-10.
McCann's got it teed up. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
On the counter now, it's Dobbins.
And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now a 2nd down and 6.
Here's Jackson to throw.
That's complete to his receiver, Bateman.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
The former 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams, there to bring him down.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. From the gun, it's Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Jets offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Now the question, what do you do here? Time not really an issue. You got over a minute, but you figure from this spot you'd need a good 50, 60 yards to even consider a field goal try.
Yeah, so there's optimism there, but there's also a little bit of restraint, right? You got to make sure you don't take a sack here. Don't end up in the end zone. Ball gets stripped. You could give up 2 points in that occasion, or maybe even 6 if you can't get on it and recover it yourself. So make sure you protect the guy throwing the football if indeed that's the plan of attack.
52's the mark, boys. 52.
On 1st down, Fields.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
A shotgun snap, Fields. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Fields on 3rd down. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is fielded at the 27. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive, as they'll take over with just 13 seconds to go before the break. Jackson on first down. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
On 2nd and 10, Jackson.
They set up the screen for Dobbins.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. So we've hit halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the home team, the Jets, leading this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half.
And the half will begin with a touchback.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger.
There he goes, right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
So there, Charles, I mean, a situation where it didn't matter how far he had to run, he was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone.
And this is a great defense. Just looking around and saying, what was that? What just happened? You're looking at your teammates, they're looking at you. And let's face it, your defensive coordinator, he's not going to tip his cap to him. That's not how football works, but he probably should have after that run. That was absolutely sensational.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 51 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson.
He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, He's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson.
Buying time to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground with Dobbins.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Jackson. And this is going to be pulled in by the tight end Andrews.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
And the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now it's Jackson. His throw incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. And they will get to him at the 7 and stop him short of the 1st down marker. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. Throwing is Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore.
J.K. Dobbins.
His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Ravens' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2.
Jackson here is going to look to throw.
And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3. Great about themselves.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are.
Back to the air. Fields on second down.
Flush to his right.
Got a man. That's Ayuk.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Barber on 1st and 10. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Play action. It's Fields.
He sets to fire deep. And this is caught. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. Big yardage that time for the Jets. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got it? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open it up to even more big plays.
Barber.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there. His second touchdown of the night. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead.
McCann for the point after.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
McCann's got it teed up. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Now on 2nd and 13, Jackson.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Tyree Gillespie.
And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens, things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route allows him to make a lot of plays on the football, and he's taking it away at a really high rate.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
He'll try again.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Fields going to get this one out on the perimeter.
Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jets capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
Extra point by McCann. Looking good.
That'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
McCann's got it teed up.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
59 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way.
Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked off at the 46. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
On the ground, it's Barber to start the drive. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. Once again, it's Barber. Oh, Barber loses it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On first down, it's Barrett. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep. I certainly know that I, for one, would not like to be on the other end of a tackle when this guy's coming at you full speed from a strong safety spot. Boy, that was a nice play.
And one thing about a play like this, if it's slow to develop, it can turn out poorly. And this play was definitely slow in developing. And that was one heck of an effort to sprint over there and get the man down before he could make anything happen.
They'll try and run here with Barber. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. Now the Jets will call on a field goal unit here. This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55. But you'll see it just conk off that upright, and they're denied a chance at 3 points.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson escaping the pressure right. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Jackson from the shotgun.
That is caught. Rashad Bateman.
And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their...
Dobbins hit, and he fumbles. And the Jets have recovered.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They'll run on 1st down. It's Barber, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They'll stay on the ground with Barber. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Fields.
That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk.
It's a big play that time by the Jets.
No let up in this pass. A well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the 3rd quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the 4th quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
On 1st down, Jennings. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. On 2nd down, Brennan. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter. Looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And they'll indeed take a knee. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. And they will take a knee here. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Jets, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the Cleveland Browns.